Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my Flutter tutorials. And in this video we will be dealing with something which is kind of very important nowadays, because everywhere you will see some kind of application in which you are scanning something or you are paying something, and for paying you need to scan that. Like there is a Google Pay, Paytm, and every other application have this QR code feature. So we are going to implement it because many of you already told me that you want to see the video on that. So in this video we will going to implement a QR code scanning app, and we'll see how we can implement and how we can go through all the capabilities it has. Okay, so before proceeding, let me just show you that we have this Flutter group which you can join, and which is Let's Flutter, and the link is available in the description. And here you can ask your queries or you can give suggestions and everything you can do here. And apart from that, we also have this Flutter example apps repository. I'm sure that you will like it if you are a Flutter enthusiast. So here a lot of application I have covered with their YouTube video link and with the source code as well. So both the links will be available in the description, so don't have to worry about that. So now let's go back to this application. So I have already set it up this application, and you can see we have this main method which is the entry point of the app, and we have just one stateless class which is homepage, in which we have this app bar which will show QR scanner as a text, and again we have a text in the center which is hey there. So let me just run it once so that you can get the idea what it looks like. So I'm running it in this emulator which you can see on the right hand side. And after running it, what we can do, we can implement our QR scanning feature. So it will just take few seconds and it is installing. So here we have this application now in front of you. So here you can see we have this QR scanner on the top, and in the center of the screen we can see we have a text which is saying hey there. Okay, so we don't need this text, so let's just delete it. And here in the child, what we can do, we can have this text, but let's say it is blank as now, or we can, first of all, let's give it a style. Okay, it is not visible as of now, so here we can give it a font size of, let's say, 20. Okay, it is visible, not yet, so make it 30. Okay, it looks good now. And then we can also make it a little bit bold. Okay, that's not the part of actually this tutorial, but let's make it a little better so that we can, now we'll also take a floating action button here, and this is not going to be a same floating action button which we are using from most of the videos. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we can say here icon, and I'll try to use -2 as much as possible. Otherwise I actually have a habit of using this new and const keyword, so actually I kind of like it. So here we have an icon, and we will take a label as well. So here in the label we can say scan. Okay, so this is what we are going to do, and then it will have this on press thing. So let's just implement it, which will not do anything as of now. Now we can also give it a location by using this floating action button location, and here we can say floating action button location dot center float. Okay, so center docked is something which can be helpful if you are having a bottom app bar or something like that, but in case we don't have, so we will just have this scan button in the bottom as a center float. Okay, so we have this thing. Now when we will press this scan, nothing is happening actually, so we need to implement our QR code scanner. So what we will do, we will go to this pubspec.yml, and we are going to use a library. So there are a lot of libraries available, but out of those libraries I found this barcode scan library, which is quite useful, and which is just made for what we are going to build. So this is a library which is made by Matthew Smith, I guess the name, and he works at AppTree Software or something like that. So he made a very good library, and it works for both Android and iOS. So we'll see that. So what you need to do to install that library, so below this Cupertino underscore icons, we will write barcode underscore scan, okay, and then a colon. Now you can specify the version if you want, or it will take the latest version from the publang repository. pub.lang.org is the name of the website where you can see all the packages available. So we have this barcode scan now. So now we will import this. Okay, let me just move it a little bit, and now we need to import it first of all. So what we can say here, we can say barcode scan, and then it will give us this barcode scan.dart. Okay, so I guess this is fine. Now we need some permissions. Okay, for scanning the QR code, we will scan it by using the camera, and that camera we need to give the permission for that. So what we can do, we will go to our Android folder here. Okay, here we have this app, then we have source, and then we have this Android manifest.xml. Here you can see it already has a permission which is internet permission by default. So below that we are going to use our camera permission. So for this application we don't need this internet permission, but by default we get this permission enabled, so that this is required for development, but when you are going to release build, you can delete this permission. So here it is written also that this internet permission is required for development. Specifically, Flutter needs it to communicate with the running application to allow setting breakpoints to provide hot reload. So that is why it is there. So if you want, you can disable it, but let's leave it like this. Now below this line we can use another permission, which is uses permission. Okay, we can say Android, one second, Android. So we will write Android and colon name similar to the above permission, but now here we need the camera permission. So we can say Android dot permission dot camera in capital letter. So if you are using Android Studio, then there will be suggestion for this, so you don't have to write it manually. You can just write camera and it will give you that permission. So on that, actually it does not work with Visual Studio because it does not identify this XML code or Android code. So as of now it only has that Dart extension. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Apart from that, we also need one more activity. So by default, if you don't know that, our Flutter application has always one activity, which is the normal activity on which we actually create our UI. So we only have one activity by default, but because this implementation is done on the OS level, or you can say on the Android and iOS level, so we need to implement one more activity. So it is already available in the package, we just need to define it. So below this activity we can write another activity. We just need to give it a reference. Okay, so here we can say, okay, one second, Android colon name. Okay, and then we can write the package name. Okay, so package name is something which you will get from that repository. So you can check by going to that repository as well. I'll put the link of the description, but as of now I'm just copying and pasting it here. So you can see this is the package name. Let me just remove this extra symbol. Okay, so this is the package name, com.apptreesoftware.barcode scanner activity. So this is the package name which that guy who has developed this package has included in his application or in his package. So you need to make sure that the package name is exactly the same. Okay, so this is what we need to do for Android. But if you are using iOS, then what you need to do? So for iOS, we will go to this iOS folder, and here we have this runner folder, and here we have this info.plist, which has some key and strings. So these keys are basically permissions, you can say, as of now, and it has all other information as well, because it is an information list, you can say. So here we will also tell about our permission. Okay, so what we need to do, we will go somewhere here or anywhere you want, and here we can specify one more key. So we can say key, and now the name of the key would be ns. Okay, camera, ns would be capital, camera users description. Okay, this is how you will define any camera users description. Okay, and then we will close this key. Below that, you need to write a string, which is actually that string which will be shown to user, like I want to access your camera, or I would like to access your camera, or you can say for QR code scanning I want to access your camera. Okay, so here we can say camera permission is required. Okay, for QR scanning, let's say QR scanning. So that it should be, you know, pretty clear to the person or user that why you are asking for this permission. So, and one more thing, this library automatically implements that runtime permission, so you don't have to worry about that. So this is, we are done with the setup part. Now let's go back to our main.dart here. Okay, so now what we need to do, we have this camera button, and when we click on this button, we want to scan or do something. Okay, so here what I will do, so here I can say, okay, here I can say scan QR, and I will make this method on the top, maybe. Yeah, here we can make this method. So here we will say scan QR. Okay, and we will also make it a future, because we are going to use asynchronous approach here. So we will import this library first, then we can make it async, and then we will await for the result. That is why we are using this async, because when we will be scanning the QR code, then we need to wait for the result. So here we can say string QR result is equal to await. We will await for, and now we will ask this barcode scanner dot scan. Okay, this is the method defined in the barcode scanner class, which is this scan method, and we will call that method. And what it will do, when you will call the scan method, it will open that particular activity for you. Okay, and now when we will have the result, we want to set state. Okay, so this set state thing, because we want to rebuild our UI, because we will show that QR result here, where here in that particular portion where hey there is written. Okay, so to access this state, we need to convert this class to stateful widget. Okay, so what we can do, we can click on this bulb, or you can press command dot or control dot, and here you will see convert to stateful widget. So you can convert it by using this quick fix, or you can manually do it. So now it is converted to this, as you can see, this stateful widget. So let's just do one more thing. Let's just delete this code from here, and we can paste it in this class as well, the state class, or we can say the child state class. Okay, so here we have the same thing. Now here we can call this set state, because we have this state now. Okay, so here what I will do, Let's take one variable here. We can say it result. Okay, just result, and by default let's make it hey there. Okay, and here rather than this static text, we can just call here this result text. Okay, this is fine. And this scan QR, here we can assign the result is equal to this QR result. Okay, so that is one thing why I have used this try catch block, because there may be some problems, like what if the person did not scan the QR, or there can be situation like he just press the back button eventually, and then what will be happening for the result. So you will get an exception because of that. So that is why we are using this try block. Now we will also catch it. So there can be two kind of exceptions which can occur here, or it can be more than two kind of thing, but we know about two kind of exceptions, so we will define them. So first one could be this platform exception, and this platform exception is not available as of now, so you need to import one library for that. So I guess it is available in the scheduler class, so we can see if we can. Okay, so here we can say show platform exception. Now I don't know, so here we can see if we get this thing. Oh, I thought it is available. Okay, no, it's for scheduler. It doesn't mean like why it would be in the scheduler class. Okay, so let's find it in services class. I guess I was wrong about scheduler. Okay, so we got this platform exception available in the this class is available in our this services package, where I don't know what else available here. So it has some more things, so we will discuss about that later, because this video is not for that. Okay, so we have this on platform exception. What we will do, we will catch the exception. Okay, so we can write catch, and then we can pass the exception as a parameter as e, let's say, or you can say x. Okay, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so if there will be platform exception, then what we can say, platform exception can arise like if the user denies the camera permission, then this problem can occur. Okay, so or what can be, or it can occur in different situation as well, but I'm pretty sure that as per the developer of this library, if you are denying the camera permission, then this platform exception will definitely occur. So here we can say if x dot code, okay, we will get the code as well. So if it matches with the barcode scanner dot camera permission denied, okay, so the code is same as this camera permission denied code. We can also check what's the code here. Okay, so here you can see the code is this permission not granted. Okay, so okay, fine. So if that is the situation, what we can do, we can return the result. Okay, result is equal to, and we can say the user, or you can say camera permission was denied. Okay, yeah, and what we also need, we need to it should be inside the set state, because we want to rebuild the widget. So let's just move this code here. Okay, so camera permission was denied, but what about if this code does not match with this camera access denied? Then what we can say, we don't know what's the issue there. So again we can set the state. Okay, and but this time we will say result is equal to unknown error. Okay, or error is not, or something went wrong. You can write anything, because we don't know what the exact problem is. And after that also we can show the error by using this x. Okay, which is for exception. Okay, so we can show the exception, that this unknown error, and this is the exception, you need to fix this, and blah blah blah. Okay, so this is what we have. So apart from that, this is one kind of exception. We can have another kind of exception like format exception. Okay, so this exception, when this will arrive. Okay, so this exception can be like when user press that you can say that back button. Okay, then it can have format exception, or if the QR code format is not good, so anything like that. So here we will call the set state again, but here in this case we will say result equal to user, let's say you pressed the back button and before scanning anything. Okay, so let's write like this. Okay, so this is what we have, one situation. So if there will be this format exception, then we can say that this is happening because of you have pressed the back button. Okay, that is fine. So now after that we will catch any other error by using this catch block again. Okay, so this catch block will work if the above exceptions are not there, like it is not the platform exception, neither it is the format exception, then this exception will be called. So we don't know what kind of exception it will be, so we will copy the same thing, which is the unknown error thing, and we will show that to user. Okay, and why it is giving me error? Okay, for home page it is not defined. Why it will be defined? Well, this is not inside this home page class, it is inside the state class. Okay, so this is fine, and we got error because we need to rebuild this. So this is what you need to do. So hopefully we will have the result when we will restart our application. So let's restart it first of all, and here you can see we have this hey there. Now let me just press the scan button. Oh, so it is saying no implementation found for method scan or channel this. So it is saying that I have made a mistake. Okay, so this activity is not available. Okay, why is that? Okay, so let me just go to Android manifest.xml and let's just try to see whether this is working or not. So let's do a full restart, because sometimes it happens because of the normal restart or full restart is needed in some scenarios when you are dealing with the Android or iOS code, so that it can build the Gradle. Okay, so if we are doing this hot reload and everything, then the Gradle will not be rebuilt. So we have done some operations in our Android and iOS code, so we need to build that Gradle again, and now it should work. So it is taking some time, and now the problem is it is building that inside my OnePlus phone. Oh, I don't want that actually as of now. So let's try to run it inside the emulator first. Then, because we don't have the camera inside the emulator, or it is not the at least this QR code scanner, so it won't work, but I'll show you the physical demonstration as well in my phone, so you don't have to worry about that, because I'll make sure that everything is working. And we also are going to make some tutorials on Google Maps, because many of you have requested, so I'll be making that one very soon. So okay, now let's press this scan button. Okay, so it is asking for the here you can see allow Flutter QR scan, which is the name of my this Flutter app, to take pictures and record video. So this is the message which is actually the default message inside the Android, but for iOS we need to define it. So let me just allow it, and now you can see we have this camera, but this is not working because we cannot scan anything with this emulator. So we have this also flash on and flash off, and it will stuck obviously. So what I am going to do, I will implement the same thing in my mobile phone, and I'll show you. Okay, so what we can do, we can select here OnePlus and let's build that application there. Okay, so here I have that screen with me, fortunately. So let me just show you if I can get access to that screen. One second. Why I can't access that? No, I don't want that. Just wait for a minute. And here you can see we have the screen in front of us, as you can see. So I have purchased this application for some $10 or something to get the instant access, and it actually works wireless. So it is, I think that it deserves that money. Okay, so application is still building. Oh, we got some error. Let's see. Okay, so it is still building. Okay, let me just also put the, okay, we have this application now, I guess. Okay, it is opening. Oh, here it is. So here we have this hey there, and then we have this scan button. Let's press on it. Okay, let's allow the permission, and now you can see I have the camera, and this is how I am recording this video. Now let's just press the back button. Okay, because we have already set up this thing here, which is saying if you press the back button, then it should give you that exception. So let's just press the back button here, and you can see we got this format exception, but we can just play on the play button, so that, and you can see here on the result you press the back button before scanning anything. So that means our code is working absolutely fine. Now let's again press this scan button, and now what I can do here, you can see I have this screen here. Now what I will do, I will write here some QR code, you can say, and we have some QR code here. So I'll scan one of these, and here I have scanned it, and here you can see it showed me this http://en.m.wikipedia.org, and that is what we wanted. Okay, so this is the same link. You can see this is the Wikipedia link, and it has shown me that output. Okay, so that is pretty cool. And now let's do one more thing. What we are going to do, we will go to this Flutter QR code scan, and we will delete, or we can say we will remove this camera permission, and now we will check it. Okay, so we have covered all the scenarios by that. So here we have this. Okay, let's see what happens. I guess we need to restart the app because this hot reload thing never works if you remove the cable. Okay, now we have disallowed the camera permission. Now let's press the scan button, and now let's deny it. Okay, let's see what happens, and you can see the result, camera permission was denied. So that is how you will implement this. Now we can get rid of this. Okay, so now what we can do, just because I want to implement everything, so now let me just open the iOS simulator so that I can show you a little bit about that as well. So here we will, okay, I would not be able to implement that because I have the physical iOS device, but the thing is that it is not exactly working in the debug mode, or I have no much methods. Or what I can do, I can actually show you that by physical device as well. So let me just see if I can find the device. Okay, so till the time it is launching this iPhone X, and then we will see. Okay, so I guess I don't have the device as of now, but we will try to run into this simulator, and let me just do something. Let me just close this window. Okay, so let me just close this once. Okay, so this window is closed. Now I have another window, and this Android simulator has stuck because we tried to open the camera for scanning the QR. So it is just opening. It will take a few seconds. Sorry for bothering you for that time, guys, but this is required. Okay, so you have seen that we have implemented every scenario for this QR code scanning, and I hope that would be pretty useful for you. And in fact, you can also, you know, scan the barcodes, 2D barcodes. Okay, you can control the flash, and so this is kind of very interesting, and it is based on one of the library barcode scanner on Android and MTB barcode scanner on iOS. So there will be no issue with any of those stuff because everything is already tested. So we have seen how to implement this in Flutter. I hope you enjoyed this video. So before going, let me just show you one more demonstration on the iOS. If we will get through all the permission stuff, then you will be pretty sure that this will work on iOS as well. And because I have this simulator as of now, not the real device currently, I don't know where it is. I forgot where I have put it. So let me just show you. It will take few more seconds, guys, so bear with me. And yeah, so this is now installing the app, I guess. Let me just show you what's happening actually. Okay, so app is not still installed, but we need, so also I will again want to tell you that you need to go through my Flutter example apps repository, which is this one. So here you will find all the examples. I have also a Dart backend course available for free on my YouTube channel, so you need to see that also. And you can also join our Let's Flutter group on Facebook, and you have a lot of mediums. And please avoid messaging me somewhere like on Messenger or something, because I am not able to look into those. So here we have the same app on iOS, iPhone 10. So now let's click on this scan button, and we got the platform exception, permission not granted. Okay, we will press it and we'll see what is the problem. So permission not granted, and maybe this is happening because we are using this we don't have the access to permission, and the problem is that we are using this simulator, and that can be the issue. And you need to make sure that this key is implemented, because that is the main thing, and if it is implemented correctly, then there should not be any issue. Let me just go through it again if I missed something or anything. Okay, so it is working. It should work on iOS as well, I guess, or the simulator as well. I don't know why it is not working. And so when once we will test it on a real device, then maybe it will work. So let me just do one more thing. I'll just try to run it once again, and then we can see what's the exact issue, if that is the issue with this simulator, or if that is the issue with the code. So just one more time I am going to run it. So I hope it should work, because everything is working. We have implemented this info.p list as well, so we actually don't have to worry about it, and it should work. I guess it should work. So if it is still not working, then you need to make sure that you are using a real device, because for simulators these things can happen. So I don't see anything else which is not allowing us to use this application. Okay, so let's see it one more time, and then we will be ready. Okay, so we have the screen, and let's run it one more time. Press the scan button. Okay, so we are getting this permission not granted, and okay, so camera access denied, obviously. So we have this camera permission was denied. We need to enable it, and I don't know why it is not getting enabled, because of maybe this is the iOS thing. So I am going in the settings. So So please let me know once, try to implement this in a real device, and if it is still not working, then obviously you can tell me about it and I will definitely give you a solution for that. But it will work for I guess 100% it will work. Otherwise, if it does not work in any case, then you can also connect me on the Facebook group, or you can tell me in the comments and I'll provide you the solution for this. So that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like the button of subscribing the channel, also press the bell icon if you want to get the future updates, and please make sure that you go to the GitHub and start that repository and join the Facebook group. That's it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.